To increase your chance at getting a bigger and faster personal injury settlement, take these steps. If someone called 911, you're going to want to request the 911 call. You may hear some good testimony like this.
I was driving and I hit a man. Well, he was on a bike.
That's from an injury case that I was able to settle for $350,000. If you're involved in a car accident, you're going to want to request the body cam footage from the police department. It may show you injured, so if the insurance company later claims you're not injured, you have that to use against them. Both the 911 call and the body cam footage are erased shortly after an accident, so get those quickly. Take photos of the accident scene because the scene may change and you'll never be able to recreate it. Go onto Google Maps and get some screenshots that show the accident scene in case it changes. The next step is that you send out a request that the other party preserve evidence. You want them to preserve any cell phones, the black box, which may have captured the speed of the vehicles in the accident, and any other evidence. If you were injured at a business, send a written request to them to preserve all surveillance and any evidence. While you're at the hospital, you want to take photos of your injuries. If you don't have any visitors, ask a nurse to take photos of you. Look at some of the photos for my injury cases and the resulting settlements. You're going to want to call the at-fault party's insurance company, make sure that the claim has been set up, get a claim number, and tell them your injuries so the case gets assigned to the proper adjuster. You're going to want to send a letter to the at-fault party's insurance company asking them how much insurance they have. In this letter, I recommend including any medical records and bills that you have relating to the accident. And I also suggest including photos of your injuries in this letter. If you receive treatment at a hospital, go to the hospital's website and download your medical records and quickly send them to the at-fault party's insurance adjuster. You're going to want to quickly notify your health insurance company if you have one about the accident. They may be entitled to recover money from your settlement. If you notify your health insurance company quickly, they can quickly tell you how much they're seeking from the entire settlement. Be very careful when dealing with the insurance adjuster for your health insurance company. I've had many of them tell me that my client owes them and the adjuster was completely wrong. If you have an attorney, many of these health insurance companies have to reduce their payback claim by your pro rata attorney's fees and costs. After any major medical visit, you're going to want to request both your medical records and your bills and quickly forward those to the at-fault party's insurance company. This allows them to properly evaluate how much your case is worth. Next, you're going to want to calculate the pain and suffering value of your case. You're going to look and see how much juries awarded for your exact injury in the 3-year period before your accident. If you get good jury verdicts that show high awards for pain and suffering for your exact injury, send those to the insurance adjuster as soon as you can. To get jury verdicts easily, you're likely going to have to pay a fee to one of these services. You're next going to create a chart using either Google Docs or Microsoft Excel. You're going to put in the out-of-pocket amount of your medical bills, your lost wages, and your pain and suffering amount. And whenever your medical bills change, you just change them in the spreadsheet and it calculates the full value of the case. And the full value of the case is your out-of-pocket medical bills plus lost wages plus your pain and suffering. You're also going to want to put the percentage of fault, if you had any fault in the case, in the chart. Next, ask the insurance company for a fair offer. Keep in mind that insurance adjusters have between 75 and 275 claims at any given time. So understand that the insurance adjuster is very busy, and if they don't call you back, don't take it personally. Keep calling them. Now you're going to create a settlement offer and demand chart. Each time the insurance company makes you a settlement offer, you put it in the chart, and when you make your demand, you put it in the chart. You track what the average of the insurance company's offer and your demand is. You generally want to make a demand that would create a midpoint that is higher than the amount that you would want to settle a case for. When you're negotiating the personal injury claim with the adjuster, understand it is like poker. It is a complete bluff. Do not believe one thing that the insurance adjuster tells you. If they tell you something's off the record, it's not true. Everything is on the record. If the insurance adjuster tells you they're making a final offer, they often are not telling the truth. If an adjuster tells you they don't have much more money to offer, ask them, how much money do you have right now to offer? Always get every one of their offers in writing. In one car accident injury case, the adjuster offered me $200,000 and said I do not have a lot more room to move. Less than 2 months later, she offered $260,000. So don't believe them when they tell you they don't have much more money to offer. Never assume that the adjuster's offer represents the fair value of your case. Here's an example of a case where my client slipped and fell at a hotel. The adjuster's opening offer was $12,500. This adjuster blamed my client and said there was remote liability, meaning the hotel really didn't do anything wrong. And just 11 months later, we settled for $250,000. That's over $230,000 more than their opening offer. Never assume that the adjuster's opinion of liability is correct. They often are dead wrong. And if an adjuster asks you, if I can get authority for $100,000 to settle your case, will you accept it? The best response is to ask them if they can get that money now. And when you are as certain as possible that the insurance company is making you their top offer, ask them to overnight the settlement check. Many adjusters will be willing to do that, especially in big injury claims. Do you even need an attorney for an injury case? Watch this video here to see when you may not need an attorney for an injury case. It may save you a lot of money.